So you heard that Windows 11 had leaked and now you want a piece of the action. Well, don't worry because I'm here to help. I've already got it installed and now I'm here to tell you how you can do it too. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then stick around and by the end of the video, you too will have a copy of Windows 11 installed on your PC. But before we go any further, it's really important that you guys know that this is done at 100% your own risk. This is not an official release from Microsoft. It is not the official copy of Windows 11. That will be coming in several months' time and will be announced on June 24th. Until then, any copies of Windows 11 could be modified and therefore could contain malware. So you are installing this copy of Windows 11 at your own risk. Do not install it on a PC with your important information on because there is always a chance something could go wrong. And with that out of the way, if you're happy with those conditions, let's continue on with the tutorial. Microsoft are taking down download links for Windows 11, so your best bet is to search for Windows 11 download and find a source that you trust. The download should be roughly 4.5 gigabytes and the ISO file you download should have the same name as shown on screen. I downloaded my copy from the Reddit thread linked in the video description. Now with that out of the way, let's discuss what you'll need. You will need an 8GB or higher capacity USB stick and a desktop or laptop PC with at least 2GB of RAM and a decent processor. On your existing machine, download a copy of Rufus from the link in the video description. This will allow you to make a bootable USB stick that you can use to install Windows 11. With Rufus installed, you'll need to select the following options and then select Start. Give this a few moments to prepare and set up your bootable USB. Depending on the speed of your computer and USB stick, this could take anywhere from a few minutes to about 15. And once that is done, the hardest part of the process is out of the way. Going forwards, I'll be using an Oracle virtual machine, but you can still follow the exact same steps on a physical computer. At this stage, you can reboot your computer and it should automatically boot into the installation USB that you just created. And now it's as easy as following the steps on screen. The new installation screen is a big improvement over the options for Windows 10, though we can definitely see that in this leaked build there are still some legacy UI elements left over, including this UI which has been present since the introduction of Windows Vista. At this stage of the installation process, you're just going to want to select that you don't have a product key. If you have a Windows 10 key, that will work here as well. It uses the exact same key format, so your Windows 10 product key can be used to activate Windows 11. You'll also notice on this next screen that the scroll bar has been updated to the new style that you can find throughout the Windows 11 environment. Though the rest of the UI, like I say previously, still follows that same theme that we've seen since Windows Vista. We can also see on the license agreement screen that we've got a new style tick box and it's a standard consumer license agreement. Not the typical style of agreement that you would see in a leaked Windows Insider build that would typically only be seen by Microsoft employees. At this stage, you're going to want to click Custom, Install, and then you can just press the next option. You have to give the computer a couple of minutes to sit through and install all the different files it requires, but once it's done this, it should reboot automatically. If it hangs, don't restart the computer, just let it do its thing because it is still working in the background. Then, when Windows restarts, you'll see for the first time the new style Windows 11 icon. This now looks much more like the Microsoft icon than the original Windows logo. For now, the installation process is incredibly similar to that of Windows 10, but soon enough, we'll be into the more Windows 11 style installation menu. And then, after a few minutes, you'll be presented with the new Windows 11 out-of-box experience. Here we can see the UI has changed drastically, though it's still the exact same options that you'll recognise from Windows 10. We've got fancy new animations, as well as a much more vibrant and colourful menu. Here you just have to select your keyboard layouts. I'll be selecting UK because that's where I'm from and that's the keyboard I'm using. Then Windows 11 will go through and check for updates from Microsoft, but of course since this is a leaked version, it's not going to find any. Once that's done, you're going to be prompted to log into your Microsoft account. I haven't tested this, but the assumption is if you do this without a network connection, you should be able to create a local account instead. So simply enter in your Microsoft account email address and password and you'll be able to move on to the next step. The next step is to create a PIN. You can use any PIN you like, just pick something memorable. This feature is quite handy. It allows you to restore from a previous device linked to your Microsoft account or to set up a brand new device. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to set up a brand new device. However, you can restore from a previous device, and that will allow you to transfer all your different settings, preferences, and applications. And then we're back through to the typical privacy settings that we saw in the original Windows 10 builds. I usually recommend selecting No for absolutely everything here. That way you get the least privacy invasive version of Windows 10 possible directly from Microsoft without modifications. This next section is something that was only seen in later Windows 10 builds, but it does allow you to select what you'll be using the operating system for. If this is anything like Windows 10, this will automatically apply some relevant shortcuts to your start menu and home bar. You'll also be asked if you want to use OneDrive, but I'll be selecting No for the time being. You can always update this later. You'll then be given this splash screen where Windows 11 will go through and begin configuring the settings and setting up your desktop environment. This is incredibly similar to Windows 10, however we have a fancy new background purpley bluish blur thing. It's a bit reminiscent of the old PlayStation 2 background, however it's nothing overly exciting, though a bit of colour was always appreciated here because back in Windows 10 this was much more dull. You'll also notice that the font is now a bold font rather than the typical font that we would have seen in Windows 10. And then once that's finally finished, we'll be at the login screen where you can enter in your PIN, and then once you've done that, congratulations, you are at the Windows 11 desktop and you have successfully installed your own copy of Windows 11. As you can see, we have a Windows 11 environment here with the new start menu, the new UI experience, as well as all the new icons. There are plenty of other features that are new to Windows 11. If you'd like a video comparing Windows 10 to Windows 11, then let me know and I'd love to do a video describing the differences so that you know all the main differences and whether it's worth upgrading or not. But that's the end of this video for now, because that is your own copy of Windows 11 installed on your PC and you are good to go and test it out to find out if you like it. So thank you guys for watching. Hit like if you found this video useful. If you've got any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to help you out. But otherwise guys, see you in the next video next week. This video's been a bit of a rush. I've made this in a couple of hours just because I want to get it out nice and early. So if you did find it useful, I'd really appreciate you leaving some love down in the comment section down below. Anyway guys, I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace out.